Hello, everyone. This is Björn Strid from Soilwork, and you're listening to Collision on Voice FM.
Can we start somewhere near the beginning, I guess, of Soilwork? You've been with the band since the start, haven't you?
Yep, true.
So
it goes all the way back to end of 95 or beginning of 96. We can't remember.
And, well, how quickly did things actually start taking off for you?
Well, we put together our first demo in 96. Nothing really happened with that one. We were just stoked to record a demo and spread it among our friends. We didn't really have any, ambitions of becoming the biggest band in the world or whatever. But I think it really started happening on our second demo, and that's when we changed the name to Soilwork. And that was in 97, I think. And that's when we met Mike Ammett from Carcass. He was in Carcass at the time and later, or currently in Arch Enemy. He was working at this comic store in our hometown, Helsingborg. And we gave him our demo, and he gave it to Listenable Records, and he also gave it to another label called War Music. That was around the time, and they released the first In Flames album. And Listenable Records were really eager to sign the band, and so it happened, and released the first album in 98, Steel by Suicide. And I think it was the year after that we actually got to tour Japan, which, is really cool when you think back, because there was not a lot of bands that got to tour Japan back then, especially in the death metal genre. So that's when you really felt that, okay, this is going somewhere. This is crazy, And then later on, we got signed to Nuclear Blast in 2000 or 2001 and released A Predator's Portrait, and that's when it really started to take off. And then also with Natural Born Chaos. That was really ahead of its time, when you look back, with mixing screaming vocals and clean vocals in that way, And to me, that's when it really started to take off, And it's been going so fast ever since then. It's crazy.
Yeah, so you've actually been 14, 15 years with one label. It's pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah.
You've got a very good relationship with them, obviously.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we can be really straight up. We know each other very well, and they've always had faith in us, which, we're really happy about. And I feel, we're still producing really, really interesting music, and there's still so much energy in it. So I guess we can't blame them in the end.
Well, no, definitely not. I mean, the new album you've got out at the moment is pretty damn amazing, what I've heard of it. I haven't had a chance to listen to the whole album yet. I was going to talk about some other stuff first, but now that we're on the album, The Ride Majestic, it wasn't an easy road getting this album out, was it?
No, it was pretty rough. It was. It took us about 5 months to record the whole album, and during the songwriting and the recording, we had several deaths within our families, so that was really rough. And I guess it, kind of affected the vibe on the album, and it does sound very kind of melancholic, but also very intense, and it has high energy, so we're not really talking about goth metal here,
Yeah.
I feel the extreme parts are more extreme, and the softer parts are more melancholic and even softer if you compare it to maybe The Living Infinite, for example. So I think it has a lot to say, and to me, it feels so real. Obviously going through all of that, sadness, and then it somehow gave you inspiration and power in the end, to pull it off.
Yeah, well, I mean, this album can't be the album that you thought you were going into the studio to write. So I guess, looking back at it now, are you a lot happier with the album that you have come out with, even with everything you had to go through to get there?
Well, I mean, I don't think it would sound completely different, It just had that, how can I say, the final vibe. It had that final touch on the album, I think. We knew it was going to be pretty melancholic and a little bit darker than The Living Infinite. And once all those things started to happen, which was really crazy, it was hard to grasp, why is all of this happening, It was just a matter of days in between. So it was really crazy how that all worked out. But I don't think it would have turned out that much different, but I think we also leave things open, We record demos before entering the studio, but we also leave things open, and kind of certain melodies and overdubs, and especially, vocally, I think it really affected me,
Yeah, because I mean, these things happen to everyone going through life, but you don't expect them to happen to such a small group of people in such a short time either.
It was almost, scary. Well, it was scary, actually. It's really crazy how that happened within a band during that short time. So, yeah.
Well, can I ask, like, you did actually get your nickname Speed when you were at school, I read, because of your love of extreme music. Is that true?
That is true, yeah. Has
Awesome.
nothing to do with drugs, like some people.
Nothing to do with drugs, no. But
No, no.
what I wonder then, I mean, obviously at school your love of extreme music was, on show for everyone, but did you know at the time you were going to be in a band?
Not really. I think I started when I got the name, I was still in junior high. And I think I started my first band first year in high school. And, well, bands, I should say, because I was playing guitar in a black metal band, I was playing guitar in a ska reggae band, and I was playing bass in sort of like alternative pop band as well. So there was a big mishmash of everything right there. But I don't know, I was just enjoying playing, and I don't know, I'm trying to think back, if I had any kind of, rock star dreams, if you will, or anything like that. I just found out that I got such a great kick out of playing music, and I don't think I've thought further than that at the time. But obviously, when you felt that, wow, we have something really special, I want to show this to the world, that's when that thought kind of starts.
That's when the dream started building.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and now like you said, you pretty quickly went to Japan, but you have had the chance to tour pretty much most of the world, I guess, over the years. So,
yeah.
Like, is there any memories that you've got? I know it's a lot of memories and you probably had some really fantastic things happen, but is there one moment that you wouldn't trade for anything?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of them, I mean, who would have thought we would come to Australia? If somebody told me that when I was 18 years old, it's like I just would have been, laughing, hysterically. So that's definitely something that stands out, and I'm not saying that just because I'm talking to somebody from that area, So that, that definitely stands out. And as you mentioned before, the first time in Japan, it was probably one of the greatest kicks in my entire life. And we came there so early, and I think we've only done like a 2-week tour in a van through Europe together with Christian in '98 before that. And then coming to Japan and they treat you like a rock star, it was so surreal. I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And then I ending up playing in Novosibirsk in Siberia, the weirdest thing,
Right.
It's really, really crazy. It still feels like a dream. Did that actually happen?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of moments, and obviously, first time playing at Wacken, that was huge, and you've never seen a bigger crowd than that. It was just insane.
And there's never been any thoughts for Soilwork or for yourself to relocate from Sweden?
Not really. I mean, we're spread out all over the world. Dirk lives in Los Angeles, and Sylvain lives in Nancy in France. And then the rest of us live in Sweden. And so we're really used to be, spread out all over the world and have to communicate via email and send files back and forth. I mean, even, Peter moved to the States. When he was a member of the band, he moved to the States already in 2004. So we're so used to this, to not be able to do, any spontaneous jam sessions on a Tuesday night, if you will, So we're used to it, and we've never really discussed about, it's kind of hard in this age as well. People, are getting married and getting kids, and so it's kind of hard to tell people, like, okay, if you still want to be in this band, you better move to Sweden. It doesn't really work like that.
So you don't exactly, even get in the same studio to record the album?
No, we do. We always do. That's really important. We always get together before tours and rehearse in Sweden. And whenever we record albums, which usually happens in Sweden as well, we get together and jam a little bit before, and we're all there in the studio while the recording is going on.
Yeah. And well then, as we mentioned earlier, you do have the new album, The Ride Majestic, which it's actually available August the 28th. And I guess I'm wondering if there's going to be a tour to support that, and if there's any chance Australia might be on that itinerary.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely in the plans, and it's looking like beginning of next year sometime, like our spring and your fall, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try to keep you posted, but it's definitely in the plans.
Awesome. And is there something that you would like the fans to actually know about the album, The Ride Majestic?
Hard to say. Well, to me, it's really a continuation for people who really like Living Infinite. I feel it's a continuation, and to use an old cliche, I think there is a new era for Soilwork in that sense. I think we found something new, and there's so much energy in the band, and I think you can hear it. And the fact that the album, I mean, we're definitely not slowing down. I think we're more extreme today than we, was with, for example, Figure Number 5 or Stabbing the Drama.
Yeah.
And not a lot of bands from our genre take that path. Not saying that it needs to be extreme to be good, but I think we're doing it in a pretty unique way, and hopefully people can feel that energy that the album holds.
With performing this album, with everything that you did go through recording it, do you feel like you're just let it out on stage?
Yeah, I think we already let it out through the album, but yeah, now I feel like we channel all those emotions, and now I don't want to be depressed when I go on stage. I want to celebrate. It needs to be a party, regardless of like how serious the lyrics and the material is. I want it to be a party. It needs to be a celebration when you take it to the stage.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I should tell people you actually have a website, soilwork.org. And
yeah, it's being currently worked on a little bit, so it would be a safer bet to go to our Facebook page.
Yeah, facebook.com/soilwork.
Yes.
And the album is available for pre-order now.
Yes.
And will it be available in vinyl?
Yes.
Awesome.
If you go to Nuclear Blast, their web shop, there are 3 different vinyl editions, one with clear vinyl, one with blue vinyl, and one with regular vinyl as well.
Nice. Vinyl's very popular in Australia at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it is, and it's really picking up here as well. And I mean, I think with this cover as well, it needs to be in vinyl,
Yeah.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it looks like really cool artwork, actually. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been great talking to you, and definitely I would recommend anyone to grab a hold of The Ride of Majestic when it comes out on August the 28th.
Very cool. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.